Yo, hello, what's going on YouTube? It's Lucky HD here, and today I'm going to be uploading another brand new tutorial build, and today we're going to be doing Jiriya from Naruto Shippuden. Once again, this was a requested build, so I'll put a screenshot on the screen, and you can see the people that suggested this build. And again, if anyone does have any suggestions, feel free to put them down in the comments. I've already got a couple of others on the list that I'll be doing, and if you do have any suggestions, I will put them on the list. That is, if I will put them on the list, but I have put on every single one on the list so far, because I want to try and do most of all the suggestions. And without further ado, enough of that being said, let's actually get into the tutorial. And if you do enjoy this build, hit that like button and subscribe and turn on the bell to get notified for new parts and new builds. And without further ado, into the blocks. So for today, we're just going to be using a black concrete and once again our placement block, so our gold block. And for the rest of the blocks we'll be needing, not for today, but we will be needing them, we'll be needing red terracotta, red concrete, light blue terracotta, black wool, white wool, brown terracotta, terracotta, bone block, white terracotta, light grey terracotta, light grey wool, light grey concrete powder, grey concrete, and grey wool. There we go. I shall put a list on the screen so you can pause it so you don't have to constantly keep pausing the video to listen to me grabbing the blocks. So there'll be a list on there if you just want to pause the video and easily grab them all. But for today, we're just going to be using these two. And the dimensions for this build is around 292 in width-wise. And in height, I don't really need to explain, but it's above like 230-ish something. Don't know the exact dimensions. So when I say my dimensions, you usually want to have another extra 30 blocks. So like, make sure you have like a 300 space. But if you already have plenty of space like me, we're going to be starting off on the very left-hand side. And we'll be just going to the right. So, once you have found your placements, got your dimensions set, we're just going to start off by placing one black concrete on the ground, just like so. And once you have done that, we're going to place one on top. Then we're going to do an upright diagonal and place two on top. So 1, 2, then do another upright diagonal and place 3 on top. So 1, 2, 3, then do another upright diagonal, place 1 on top. Now we're going to repeat this here 2 more times in an upright diagonal direction. So, upright diagonal, 1 on top, that's 1, and that's 2. And as you can see, that's 3 2s in total there. 1, 2, 3. Have a quick zoom out as well, see what we've done so far. That's what it should look like so far. Now we're going to fly back into the end of the 2s. And once we've flown back into here, we're going to do another upright diagonal. And we're going to go up by 2. So 1, 2. Then we're going to do another upright diagonal. And then we're going to do another upright diagonal. This time, what we're going to do is we're going to place 1 to the right. We're then going to place 1 on top. Then fly underneath, and we're going to place it underneath by 2. So 1, 2. Then we're going to do a bottom right diagonal from here. And we're going to place 3 underneath. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do another bottom right diagonal. And we're going to place another 3 going underneath. So 1, 2, and 3. And once we've done that, we're going to do another bottom right diagonal and place 2 underneath. 1, 2. And now we're just going to repeat this 3 here 2 more times in a bottom right diagonal direction, and we should connect to the floor. So, do a bottom right diagonal and place 2 underneath. That's 1. And then do another 1. And there you go, as you can see, we connect to the ground with those 3 3s there. So 1, 2, 3. And there we go, we got everything correctly so far. And that's what we should look like so far. And if you're ready to move on, or if you want to have a pause, take a quick break, we're going to move straight back to the one on top of here. So, fly back up to here. And once we have flown back up to here, we're going to place 3 on top. So 1, 2, 3. And then do an up left diagonal, place 1 on top, then do another up left diagonal and place 2 on top. So 1, 2. Then do another up left diagonal. Then we're going to place another 2 on top. So 1, 2. And then we're going to do up right diagonal, and we're going to place 1 going to the right, just like so. Have a little quick zoom out. And then once we flow back in, we're going to repeat this 2 here 3 more times in an up right diagonal direction. So, upright, 1 to the right, that's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. And again, that should be 4 in total. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And once we have done that, fly back to the end of the 2 that we just did. So the 4th one right here. And once we've flown back to the end, we're going to do an upright diagonal. And we're going to place 2 going to the right. So 1 and 2. Then we're going to do another upright diagonal and place another 2 to the right. So 1, 2. Then we're going to do another upright diagonal. And we're going to place 1 to the right. Then do another upright diagonal. Place another 2 to the right. So 1, 2. Then we're going to do 2 upright diagonals. So 1 and 2. And from the second one here, we're going to place 2 to the right. So 1 and 2. Then we're going to do another upright diagonal. Place 2 to the right. So 1, 2. And then we're going to do another upright diagonal. Place 1 to the right. And then we're going to do another upright diagonal. And this time we're going to place 3 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3. Then do another upright diagonal. And place another 3 to the right. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do 2 upright diagonals from here. So 1 and 2. And from this second one here, we're going to place 3 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do another upright diagonal. Place 1 to the right. And do another upright diagonal. And place 3 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do another upright diagonal. And then this time we're going to place 4 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to do another upright diagonal. We're going to place 1 to the right. Then we're going to place 1 on top. Then 1 to the right. Fly into the left and place 1 on top. And then once we've done that, we're just going to zoom out and have a look at what we've done so far. And we're just going to zoom out as fast as we can. There we go, that's what we should have done so far. And then, once you've done that and you're happy with what you've done, we're going to fly back to where we left off, but we're going to fly to the right one sticking out. So we'll come back to the top one another time, because that's going to be doing the hair outline. We want to complete the rest of this left shoulder here, and to kind of just connect it all the way over to the other shoulder. And without further ado, we're going to fly into the one sticking out over here. And once we have flown to this one sticking out over to the right, we're going to place 2 going to the right from here. So 1, 2. Then we're going to do an upright diagonal. And we're going to place 2 going to the right. So 1 and 2. Then we're going to do another upright diagonal. And this time we're going to place 4 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to do another upright diagonal. And we're going to place 3 to the right. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do another upright diagonal. And place another 3 to the right. So 1, 2, 3. Then do another upright diagonal. Place 2 to the right. So 1, 2. And then we're going to do another upright diagonal. And then this time we're going to place 2 to the right again. So 1, 2. But then we're going to do an upright diagonal from here. And then we're just going to zoom out just a bit. And then we're going to move back to where we just did the upright diagonal from. So back to this 3 here. And once we're back to here, we're going to go underneath. And we're going to place underneath 10 underneath. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And once we've done 10, we're going to do a bottom left diagonal. And from this bottom left diagonal, we're going to go underneath by 10 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then once we've done this 10, we're going to fly up 1 from the bottom here. So 1 line up to here, and we want to be going to the right from here. And we're going to go to the right by 1. Just like so. As you can see, it should look like that. And then once we've done that, from this 1 that we placed to the right, we're going to go up by 1. And then, from this 1 that we just went up by 1, we're going to place 1 to the right, and then 2 on top. So 1, 2. And we're just going to zoom out, and we should look like this so far in this little sector that we've done. And once we have done that, we're going to fly back in towards the build. So we want to be back at these 2 right here. And once we're back at this 2 here, we're going to do an upright diagonal from here. Once we've done this upright diagonal, we're going to place 2 on top. So 1, 2. Then we're going to do another upright diagonal and place 1 on top. Then do another upright diagonal, and then we're going to place 2 on top this time. So 1, 2. And then from here, we're going to do 3 upright diagonals. So 1, 2, and 3. And from this third one, place one on top, just like so. And do another upright diagonal and place another one on top. And do another upright diagonal. This time place two on top, so 1, 2. And then do another upright diagonal. And we're going to place one on top. Then we're going to place one to the right. And then we're going to place one on top. And then we're going to place one to the right. And then place one on top. And then we're going to fly underneath. We're going to place one underneath for now. And then we're just going to zoom out and have a look at what we've done so far. And that's what that little section should look like right there. And if you want, you can take out your gold block. And just to know you're in line with this kind of section here, we've done everything correctly. This one right here, as you can see, just connects to the bottom of this 2 right there. So that just shows that we've done everything correctly here, basically. So we can just destroy this. Gold block. I don't always do that, but sometimes when it's kind of like necessary, or like we did a complicated part, or just if it's there to make things just slightly easier, so we know that we've done everything correctly, basically, in a certain area. But once we have done that, fly back over to where we just placed one underneath. So we want to fly at the very right hand side of this 3 going down here. And once we have flown back to here, we're going to place 7 going underneath from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And there we go. And then we're going to do a bottom right diagonal from here. And we're going to place 12 going underneath. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then we're going to do a bottom right diagonal again. And we're going to place 6 underneath. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Then do another bottom right diagonal. And we're going to place 5 underneath this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then we're going to do another bottom right diagonal. And this time we're going to place 3 underneath. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do another bottom right diagonal. And we're going to place 6 going underneath. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Then do another bottom right diagonal and place another 6 going underneath. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And then we're going to do another bottom right diagonal. We're going to place 1 underneath. And then we're going to do another bottom right diagonal and place 1 underneath. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to place 1 to the right, 1 on top. And then we're going to fly back down to the bottom of these 2 right here. And place 1 underneath, just like so. And once we've done that, we're going to do a bottom right diagonal from here. And from this bottom right diagonal, we're just going to go 3 down. And we should connect to the ground. So 1, 2, and 3. And there you go, as you can see, we just connect to the ground. So that means we've done everything correctly, hopefully, so far in this area. And what I mean by hopefully is I mean by hopefully you have gone correctly and connected to the ground. And that I have explained it to the best and hopefully you understood everything I said to the best that I can describe it. And once we've done this, we're going to be moving on to the next part. We're going to be moving on to his clothing here. And I have no idea what to call it. It's kind of like a vest, kind of, I think, what he's kind of wearing. I don't know really how to describe it or what clothing kind of type it is. But anyway, no one really cares about the clothing. We just care about the looks, right? And it looks cool. So, nothing else needs to be said on that. Let's just move on to the next part. And the next sector, we want to be going to this area here. So we're not going to the very bottom. We're going to this thick, chunky bit here at the bottom. And we want to be going to the right of it. So we're going to fly to the top of it. I'm just going to place my placement block on top of where we're going to go off. So we're going to go off there. I'm just going to zoom out if anyone doesn't get where we're going off. So we're going to be going off that little sector there, as you can see. Gold block right there. Now I'm just going to fly back in. Just quickly destroy that. And once we've got to here, we're going to go up by 22 from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. And once we've done that, we're going to do an upright diagonal from here. And from this upright diagonal, we're going to place 1 going to the right. And once we place 1 to the right, we're going to go and fly to the left by 1, so back to here. And we're going to place 11 on top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And then we're going to do an upright diagonal. And once we're doing that upright diagonal, we're just going to zoom out and have a look at what we've done so far. And that's what we've done so far. And that little part there that we just did there, that's done. Just a bit of the hair outline. And once we have done that, we're going to fly back to the one sticking out over here. So once you're ready, fly back in, over to here. And once we've flown back to this one sticking out here, we're going to go underneath by 3. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do a bottom right diagonal. And from this bottom right diagonal, we're going to place 2 underneath. So 1 and 2. Then we're going to do another bottom right diagonal from here. And we're going to place 3 going underneath. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do another bottom right diagonal. And we're going to place another 3 underneath. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do another bottom right diagonal. And we're going to place 2 underneath. So 1, 2. And then we're going to do another bottom right diagonal. And once again, we're going to place 2 underneath. So 1 and 2. And then what we're going to do from here is we're going to place 1 to the right for now. And what we're going to do, we're going to fly underneath. And we're going to place 5 underneath. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then we're going to place 1 to the right. And then we're going to place 2 underneath. So 1, 2. And from this one here, we're going to place 1 to the right. And 1 underneath. And as you can see, it's 1 away from the ground. So if I just place a placement block here, as you can see, it's 1 away from the ground. Just like so. And once we have done that, just destroy our placement block. And from this 2 here, we're going to go up by 3 from here. So 1, 2 and 3. And then we're going to place 1 to the left, so in this gap, and then we're going to go up from here. And from here, we're going to go up by 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And as you can see, we're back in line with this one here. And we're just going to zoom out and have a look what we've done so far. And once again, as you can see, we've just done a bit more of the hair outline coming out. And once we have done that and you're ready to go again, we're going to fly back into here. And we want to be on the right hand side, so where we just went up by 4. And once we're back up here, we're going to place 2 going up. So 1, 2. Then we're going to place 1 to the right. And then 1 underneath, just like so. So again, this is where like his vest is, or like his metal mesh. I don't know really what to call it. But it's got all those like patterns going up and down. We're not going to be doing that yet, but we're just going to be outlining kind of where we'll be coming from. So we would be coming from this point here. And so. But again, moving on with the actual build. We're going to be going up this 2 again. So fly to the left. So back to here. And we're going to go 5 from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once again, we're going to place 1 to the right and 1 underneath. And as you can see, there should be a 3 gap here. 1, 2, 3. As you can see. Don't need that there. Just showing it as a gap there. And again, as I said, that's part of the detail here. So fly back into the left, so back to this line here. And once we've flown back into the left here, we're going to go up by another 5 from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once again, we're going to place 1 to the right and 1 underneath, just like so. And then fly back into the left, so back to this line here. And we're going to place 4 going up this time. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And what we're going to do is we're going to place 1 to the right. And then we're going to fly to the left by 1, so back to here. And we're just going to place 1 on top. And then there we go. We're just going to zoom out and have a look what we've done so far. And as you can see, this is everything we've done so far. And I think we're going to leave it there for today. And there we go. There is the end of today's tutorial. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy this new build and enjoy this tutorial. And hopefully it's explained well enough for you to do it. And if you did enjoy this build, hit that like button and subscribe. That would be much appreciated. And turn on the bell to get notified for new builds and more parts of this. And again, if you do have any suggestions, feel free to put any suggestions in the comments if you do have any suggestions. And with that note being taken, that's going to be the end of today. And I'm going to end the video here. One last thing that I do have to say before I quickly end the video and say goodbye. This is going to be the last tutorial for the time being. What I mean by that is just, we won't be releasing any new builds, so we're going to be focusing on all the new builds now, but we will be designing new builds, so suggestions and just new builds, ideas that I've got myself that I would like to do for you that you would enjoy as well. We'll be basically designing new builds, but we won't be actually releasing them in tutorials yet, because we don't want to release too many new builds, because then we we will forget about builds we're doing, like, for example, Luffy One Piece. We might forget about that, and we won't. They'd be like, Matt, where's the final part? And I'd be like, ah, damn, I forgot. So that's why I tended to keep a certain amount of builds out. There's only actually one more build to be released, and that's the Ivysaur that we've already got, obviously. Because I've already uploaded that into a time-lapse, I just need to start building that as well. And there is one other brand new build, but again, that one's a bit different, because that is a special, that's a 50 sub special. That we are almost completing design. We're very close to finishing design. We finished one half. We're on like about halfway on the second part. So that's looking pretty nice. So look forward to that. And without further ado, again, that's all from me. And if you enjoyed, again, hit that like button. And without further ado, goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your day. And peace out. Bye bye.